Hi everybody, and this is Dandruff with your news cartridge for Wednesday, July 22nd, 2015. And our first of four stories today, Nintendo has teamed up with Digipen. Digipen, the Institute of Technology, is a university in Redmond, Washington, as well as having a location in Singapore. Offers classes in 3D animation, game design, programming, game engine architecture, hardware engineering, pretty much anything that has to do with gaming, they offer a class for it. The two will be forming Digipen Game Studios, which aims to showcase games that are made from Singapore. At first, they will develop games for Nintendo, but there's a possibility that they may develop hardware for Nintendo in the future. Do you think Digipen will develop the Nintendo X, or at least design it? Leave a comment below. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, also known as Star Wars KOTOR 2, a 10-year-old game, actually just got a pretty big patch update yesterday, as well as adding Steam modding support. The game now supports 16:9 aspect ratios instead of just the old 4:3, high resolutions all the way up to 5K, not just 4K, adds controller support for 360 controllers, Xbox One controllers, PS3 controllers, as well as PS4 controllers, incorporates Steam achievements, cloud saves, tons of bug fixes, as well as adds more content that wasn't able to be added in 2004. If you haven't picked it up, you can right now. The game is on sale for 25% off at $7.50 US. There's a new PC game developed by 8-Bit Studios called Dungeon League. It supports up to 4 players locally in a versus mode, but if you don't have 4 players or if you're just playing by yourself, then AI just takes over for the other spots. As the name probably suggests, the game has some MOBA elements to it, including a leveling system, an item system, creeps that come along that you have to stop from getting to your opponents, or to your own base, I should say. However, the dungeons for it are completely randomized. They're procedurally generated, which means that the game has lots and lots of replay value, as well as an even playing field. The only amount of time that the players have had to assess the level is how long the level's been on the screen. The game comes out on Steam's Early Access program on July 24th. And finally, for some drama, but don't worry, it won't wreck your life. A game released yesterday created by Game Freak, the same people who actually created the Pokemon franchise, one that I hold dear in my heart, as well as published by Sega, called Tembo, the Badass Elephant. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer, but apparently when you try to launch the game, it gives you an error that it's missing an executable file. Well, if you go into its Steam folder, it's actually named Trumbo.exe, and renaming that executable Tembo.exe, as well as the corresponding folder, actually allows you to launch the game. That's not where the problems stop, though. The game has no mouse support, and will not allow you to change resolution, because there's no back button out of the menu, out of the video settings menu, and if you try to hit escape, the game closes. If you're able to get past that, the game only contains the first 2 levels. It's actually been taken down off Steam because of this, which I'm hoping is not a trend, Arkham Knight. Owners of the game are actually suspecting that Sega released an old build of the game, possibly an old demo build of the game. Well, they would actually be correct. Sega has stated on their Steam sales page that that is indeed what has happened. They have also stated that it will be relaunched this morning, and by the time you're watching this, it will probably have been fixed. Let's hope. Now on to tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Olympia Rising, Transcendence, Scott in Space, Way of the Samurai 4, 9 Clues 2, The Ward, Blues and Bullets, Feast, Better Late Than Dead, Icy, Russian Front, and Ret Snom. For Xbox One, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Pardon me on that. For Nintendo Wii U, Pixel Slime U, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Dragon Fantasy, The Volumes of Westeria, The Quiet Collection, pardon me again, and for Nintendo 3DS, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and Dungeon Fantasy, The Volumes of Westeria. I am Dandruff, and this has been your news cartridge. Say goodbye, Pikachu. Trumbo! Oh no.